Calaroga Shark Media.
From the Lake House, hi, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news, daily briefing on stand-up comedy, comedians, and the comedy industry. That's right, I've left the basement as we begin to get into warm weather mode. This is the first time I'm recording in my new space, so I have to get used to the audio. It's a bigger room. It's not my little bit corner of the basement, so my voice is echoing. I'll have to learn how to modulate my voice in this setup, and we'll see if the audio sounds any different. You don't care about any of that. Let's talk about Louis C.K. Jezebel writes, everybody crying about cancel culture for the last decade can shut up, because apparently the diagnosis does not take that long to wear off, as evidenced by, well, pick any crappy man of the last decade. They are, of course, commenting on the announcement that Louis C.K. will headline a show at the Netflix is a Joke Festival, and will have a special on Netflix titled Ridiculous. Jezebel writes, this marks C.K.'s first major streaming deal since his quote-unquote cancellation, a.k.a. when he got fired for being a creep. They relitigate that part of CK's biography. I went over that on Friday, if you're not familiar with it. It's all water under the bridge. Let's get this creep back up on the homepage. Great idea, Netflix. A more fitting career trajectory for CK would have been banishment to the depths of the podcast only men listen to. Either that or a lifetime residency at the Riyadh Comedy Festival just begun. He played the Riyadh Comedy Festival, so he's not going to be mad at you for saying that. Jezebel writes, more importantly, can men stop acting like women are out here ruining careers by coming forward with their stories of sexual misconduct? The narrative is tired. Unfortunately, it has never been the case. There's literally a rapist in the White House. So let's collectively agree to stop pretending cancel culture was or is real in any meaningful, permanent way. Because if I recall, it only took about a year after CK's cancellation for him to be back on stage, receiving standing ovations and joking about how he lost $35 million in an hour. The poor thing. Out today on Netflix, Shang Wang. I like Shang a lot. I've got a trailer for you in a second, and it reminds me of how much Shang reminds me of Mitch Hedberg.
I'm feeling pretty good. I've been trying to eat more berries. I'm real passionate about those antioxidants. It's weird. I don't even know what oxidants are. I just know that I'm against them. It seems like whenever you eat something that's yummy, there's some oxidants trying to bring you down. Right? So after I eat like a steak and some martinis, I call on my berries. I send in the antioxidants. I'm like, hey man, go handle that. Make it look like an accident. Sometimes I eat the berries before the dinner. I lay a trap.
Directed by Ali Wong, the new special Purple delves into what it means to be a grown-up. Shang Wang explores ordinary life moments, sharing prize berries with your friends' kids, cooking with shallots, and braving the ghosts in your house. Purple was filmed at the Warner Theater in Washington, D.C. Great venue there. We also have a trailer for Rami Youssef's special. That'll be out on HBO on the 17th. This trailer is fantastic. I did edit out a chunk that's a little too naughty for what I want to do on this particular program, but this is a strong trailer.
Rami Youssef is back in his third HBO comedy special. He's the most famous comedian to not do the Saudi Comedy Festival.
I didn't do that because I wasn't invited. My wife, her whole family's in Saudi. I go there anyway. I'm the only guy in Hollywood that loses money going to Saudi Arabia.
He's got the solution to AI.
You guys have seen what's happening on Grok? Any picture of any woman, they're turning it into porn. I mean, I thought of one defense. Really the only thing that could help would be if all women kind of wore just all black, but only through the eyes. For years, I've been going, why do they make them wear that? And now it's become clear. I mean, this was a prophecy. Selma, I will never let them grok you.
And he's got thoughts on being a man.
Any guy I know who should be married is married. Any guy I know who's single should be single. These guys are crazy, the single guys. None of them got a job, phone always dead, one hoodie. It's hard being a guy. And that's what we're talking about tonight, fellas. Yeah, this one's for the boys, bro.
Rami Youssef, in love.
Rami Youssef in Love, HBO, April 17th, filmed at the Hideout in Chicago. Directed by Chris Storer. Now, you may not recognize the name, but he is the creator of The Bear. Rami Youssef playfully engages with the audience as he approaches a vast spectrum of personal topics, both hilariously relatable and genuinely serious, all while doing so with the belief that he can find light and hope in all things if you just try to see them through a lens of love, whether it's his marriage, being a dog parent, AI, or religion. Rami comes at everything with his own brand of heart and humor. HBO Executive Vice President of Late Night and Specials Programming, Nina Rosenstein, in a statement said, Rami's third HBO special feels like a homecoming for him and for us. He has this rare ability to make a room feel like it's just you and him and then use that closeness to say something that catches you completely off guard. Filming inside a small Prohibition-era bar in Chicago only deepens that intimacy. It has a lived-in, timeless quality to it, and the result is a special that feels completely and unmistakably Rami. The Joe Rogan Experience making some news. He had on guest Theo Von. I try not to get too political on this program, so I will read you verbatim what they wrote in The Independent. Quoting The Independent, they write, quote, influential podcasters Joe Rogan and Theo Von, both of whom supported President Donald Trump in the 2024 election, have expressed their dismay at the war in Iran. Theo Von sat down with Rogan the day after the president delivered that 20-minute televised national address. Remember that one? Did you watch that one? Theo Von asked Rogan, what do you think's going to happen? You think we're going to be okay? Joe Rogan said, I hope so, of course. I don't know. I'm confused. I can't believe we went to this war. When we started bombing Iran, I was like, this can't be true. Theo Von jumped in and said, what about Lebanon? Joe Rogan said, well, they're supposedly trying to stop the terrorists. Theo Von laughed and said, that's crazy, though. You're the effing terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to stop them, effing stand in front of the effing mirror and start there. I have a little audio for you from the Joe Rogan Experience.
It just seems so insane based on what he ran on. I mean, this is why a lot of people feel betrayed, right? He ran on no more wars and these stupid, senseless wars, and then we have one that we can't even really clearly define why we did it.
Another section is making the news. People seem a little concerned about Theo Von after this exchange. Particularly, Joe Rogan seems concerned about Theo Von. I have made several edits here for swear words.
It's all just a cat and mouse game. People are like, we'll elect the Democrats next time. It's like, but it's all the same shit has been happening forever. They haven't been helping anybody forever. They're letting politicians slurp on kids. All of our money goes to Israel and they're using it to genocide people. It's like everybody is scared out of their wits right now. It's like our religious leaders are afraid to speak out. And it's like it's a time where it's like Satan is amongst us and our religious leaders are talking about bullshit at the poll. It's just like, what is going, I don't know, man.
We got to get you off those antidepressants, son. You're losing your marbles.
You think I am?
Come hang out with us. Just chill out.
I'm here.
And the topic went on to aliens. Theo Von asked Joe Rogan, do you think these upper echelon people have met the visitors and there's some other thing going on? Because there's something, it feels like something's going to happen soon. Rogan said, the idea that the aliens come down here and they're like, who's the leader of the people? I highly doubt they give an F if they talk to Trump. He's out there building a ballroom and they're like, leave that guy alone. I'm not interested in him. Rogan predicted the aliens would visit military establishments. Like if they find a nuclear weapons base, maybe. I'd go to that because they probably know the signal of nuclear armament. They probably know the signal of these weapons. They'd probably visit those places. But would they interact with the people on the ground? Perhaps. Maybe they would if they could be assured of their safety. Maybe it's possible, but I don't think we're alone. I think the idea that we're alone is silly. Send your letters to Joe Rogan and Theo Von, or perhaps to Jon Stewart, who had some thoughts about the President of the United States. On The Weekly Show, Jon Stewart said, the thing I get most frustrated with that I think is happening with Trump right now is we all point to, well, he got convinced, or his mental acuity. This is who he's been from the get-go. Like when people say, well, I'm upset with him now and I regret my vote because he lied the minute he came down the escalator through it's the largest inauguration that's ever been seen in history. There is nothing fundamentally different about his decision-making process or about the manner in which his ADD pushes him from lurching from one endeavor to another. Stewart referred to Trump as a movie star president, saying he doesn't have the stamina to sit through the whole movie. He's just the trailers, and right now the Iran war, the trailer's done. Now what do I do? It so frustrates me that all these people on the right are like, well, this boy really pushed me over the edge. I'm like, this is the same effing thing we've been dealing with for 12 years. Again, send your letters to Jon Stewart. Eugene Mirman was on social media. He posted a photo of himself with a bandaged right hand holding a sign that said, life is an adventure. On social media, Eugene Mirman said, I am extraordinarily thankful to the heroic people that pulled me from the car and to the warm, kind, and talented staff at the hospital that cared for me and got me on the mend. I am thankful beyond words to be here and doing relatively all right, all things considered. In case you missed the story, Eugene Mirman pulled from a fiery car crash last week. Devin Walker had some comments about Saturday Night Live. There was a promotional piece in Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair's Instagram showed a post featuring Mikey Day, Chloe Fineman, James Austin Johnson, Ashley Padilla, Jane Wickline, and Sarah Sherman. Devin Walker commented, LOL, I forgot everyone on the show is white now. The 90s is back. An SNL fan account shared a screenshot of Walker's comment, noting SNL used to have Devin Walker. Walker responded to that saying, no disrespect to the homies, I got a lot of love for them, but there's an institutional trend at play that is very under-discussed in my opinion. Late Nighter points out season 51's cast includes Kenan Thompson, Michael Che, and Cam Patterson, as well as Marcelo Hernandez, none of which were involved in the Vanity Fair shoot. They also have counted some screen time. Hernandez and Thompson are 7th and 8th out of the 17 players on SNL in terms of screen time. Michael Che rarely appears outside Weekend Update. He's number 11. Cam Patterson is in last place in screen time. I will jump in there, not to undercut Devin Walker's overarching point, but Cam Patterson, I've been saying since week 1, I don't see him having a place on the show. I in no way think he will be back. I never thought he fit the cast well. Marcelo Hernandez, I've said several times, does one thing and does one thing well, so, you can only do Domingo once an episode, guys. But as to Devin Walker's larger point, I don't want to be dismissive of that at all. If I were to really simplify the argument, you'd think Kenan Thompson could be in the photo shoot. Not unfair. Sticking with SNL, Colin Jost has a new gig. Peacock is developing a drama series about dentist-turned-drug lord Larry Lavin. Now, if you were like, who could I cast as a dentist? You might think Colin Jost. Well, how about a dentist-turned-drug lord? Sure, Colin Jost. The currently untitled series is based on season 1 of the true crime podcast Wolves Among Us. We are told by day Larry was a respected Ivy League dentist and family man. By night, the East Coast's most elusive cocaine kingpin, who of course would be played by Colin Jost. The Melbourne International Comedy Festival continues. Taking a look at some of the shows on Wednesday. Daniel Kitson's show is called Work in Progress. I love it. The description, Daniel Kitson is working on a new show. He's hoping, as per usual, to make something funny, maybe a bit sad, intermittently thought-provoking, slightly audacious, and if at all possible, largely unfathomable. He started properly thinking about it in the middle of January, and it needs to be properly finished by August, so that should give you a sense of how far through the process these particular shows are likely to be in terms of the lump of stone to finished sculpture ratio. On the upside, they've been priced accordingly and will last no more than 90 minutes. Love it. And the festival ads, please note, all copy provided by Daniel Kitson. Let's see how much tickets are. $25 Australian, and the show's at 6 p.m. Let's check our conversion rates. 25 Australian dollars is $17.23 USD, depending on when you made your currency exchange. That's not bad, right? For an in-progress show, $17 from a good comedian. Yeah, that works. The Guardian caught up with Reuben K. He's touring his Hard to Swallow tour, in which he explores the creep of fascism, Nazism, and techno-feudalism. Wonder who you mean there. He recalled a morning back in 2023 when police dogs swept through, sniffing for explosives. Well, what had happened was people were upset at Reuben K. He had received some death threats for a religious double entendre he had made. He said he and his management team had to meet with counter-terrorism police. He explains there were 50, 60 men, far-right Christian thugs marching up and down Enmore Road and outside my agent's office, all with their faces covered, chanting the Lord's Prayer. He then said, sometimes I think neo-Nazis cover their faces so no one can recognize them off Grindr. So what he started doing was greeting the audience in the lobby with hugs to let everyone know it was a safe space. Security and the police were not happy about it. He explains, my instinct was, I'm going to show this audience how much I trust them, and I'm not afraid. So even if someone's going to pull a stunt or hurt me, the first thing they see is me saying, hi, I'm here, I'm hugging you, I'm a human being, you're a human being. He explains one of the most disconcerting things that's happened to him recently was he was on a cruise ship performing, and an audience member got upset. Kay says, I mentioned Charlie Kirk in a song. This guy stood up in the middle of the number and started screaming and shouting, and I replied, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm working. I'm just doing my job. Reuben K is Hard to Swallow at the Athenaeum Theater through the 19th. And Lucie Arnaz is working with the National Comedy Center. Part of her work there is preserving the work of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, her parents, of course. She says, I'm thrilled we've been able to make some people happier with some of the things we've been doing with the legacy they left behind. She said after her parents passed away, she had to start going through their stuff and explains no one wants to be saddled with all the things you're saddled with when your folks die. But when it's Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, I was in the process of saying, what on earth do we do with all this? For one reason or another, valuable material. Lucie Arnaz is thrilled about the success of the Comedy Center. Lucie said, build it and they will come. My mother was right. It just took a while to figure out how to do it. She's there every day taking credit for all of it. She loves this. I guarantee you there's a spirit of my mother. You will feel her. She is there. The National Comedy Center is in Jamestown, New York. And that is your comedy news for today, and I'll catch you tomorrow.